Welcome back to my channel. This is a quick read for Libra. This is just for the next 2 weeks of January 2023. Just wanted to do sort of a general overview of the month, and then I'll do the tarot following. So first cards out, this is the Oracle of the Seven Energies guidebook, Colette Baron Reed. So we do have the Rose's Kiss, we have eyes wide, ears wide open, as well as a deep breath, and we have beautiful uncaging, as well as a sacred reverence. So roughly, it does look like this next couple of weeks can be a bit of a rough period for those of you that this resonates for. It is a general read. So the first card out is the Rose's Kiss, and that card generally sort of revolves around, well, just as a quick synopsis, the cards sort of indicate that you are going through some kind of a stressful period here with the beautiful uncaging. So there could be some sense of self-sabotage, a chance or a need for you to slow down, take a deep breath, and really isolate your what's going on around you through your five senses, really focusing, because I feel like your focus is lacking this next couple of weeks here, with the Rose's Kiss here as well. So starting out with the Rose's Kiss, this does actually indicate that there are some things. Stop and smell the roses, slow it down. Just remember, some of the things that are key in your experiencing enjoyment. So what are the things that sort of bring you pleasure is where this sort of, revolves around. And of course, when it's right next to the ears wide open, this is all about experiencing the senses, and really taking note of that pause, and that pause is of course the deep breath. So this is really a period where you need to just slow it down and really focus on your breath or a particular sense that has reverence to you, music through the ears, something through taste, whether that's a special food or something that represents a memory or something that you connect to in some way. But it seems to be very important right now because it feels like you have to get your head into your body, and you are I think a little bit too in your head here. And so this is about feeling through the body so that you can break the cycle of I don't want to say distress or stress, whatever this is. It does seem to be something that is blocking you either way. So the next card out, of course, is Ears Wide Open, and that card revolves around just focusing in on the deep listening to spirit, your intuition, places where you might get some of those answers that seem to be calling you at this time. I feel like you're getting a little too wound up. You're not letting go of something. Your ego seems to be at the forefront here, and you need to sort of hear beyond the noise is really what these cards all seem to be referencing. So you need to let that go. You have to find ways to stop multitasking, stop checking your phone 1,000 times, pull yourself away and just do something where you can connect fully into whatever that activity is, because it seems like there's a lot of distractions or a lot going on around you at this time, and I feel like you're losing your ability to maybe hang on to a sense of awareness or a sense of balance or purpose, something along that line. But either way, it's you needing to be a lot more receptive so that you can lead a more purposeful life in this moment. Like I say, there's something that's lacking, something that you're searching for, something you're not hearing because there's too much energy around busyness here. So taking a breath is taking that little bit of time for you, and it is about slowing it down, like I said, because what you're projecting inwardly is also projecting outwardly. This is, again, that inability to focus. There might be a little bit of chaos around you, or some sense of you headed toward a red flag or something that you are possibly repeating a lesson here, because this is something that, like I said, is culminating. It's not just one card. It seems to be that you may have lost track of a lesson that you've already learned, and you need to step back, realign, be mindful of where you are, trust and accept that process, and try to find your comfort zone in your spirituality, and then take the courage into that space to realize that everything is going to be fine, everything's going to be okay. That you are living out of a fear-based sort of mentality. You're anticipating, things to go wrong. And these are things that, are working through the ego. So this is not about you know, something is painful, there's false ideas here. This is about creating unnecessary chaos for yourself through anxiety and fear-based thoughts. But you have to take a look at some of the things that you actually do have control over, and that of course is ourselves. But your inner talk seems to need to change here this next couple of weeks. Again, some of you this may resonate a little further out, but right now this is sort of where it's at for a lot of you. And then we also have the beautiful uncaging. So again, this is also about sort of a little bit of self-sabotage going on here. You're having to kind of quiet the monkey mind, as they say. You're in a space where you are feeling like you're losing grip over control on something, and it looks to be namely your emotions. Something is feeling a little internally unorganized or undisciplined, whatever that is for you. But this is an emotional state that seems to be playing a really strong role this next couple of weeks. So it's about taking that self-inventory and being accountable for only the things that you can work on, the things that you can control. If there are other people that are involved in this scenario, you know, don't distort things to take on the responsibility for those things. You have to remember that you can only do what you can do, and if the rest of the world or the things outside of the situation are beyond your control, you doing extra, you know, fear and anxiety, thought-provoking actions and all of that, it's not going to lead to any kind of personal power. It's really just you busying yourself with things that you can't control. So, and having a busy mind does not mean that you are accountable. You're taking on responsibility for only yourself. So just take on the responsibility for the things that you can be accountable for. And that's, again, your own thoughts. Your self-inventory needs to be looked at here. You know, what do you bring to the table? What seems to be a concern? What is the emotion that you need to get out of the way? Pay attention to how your body feels. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to the things that you are feeling are preventing you from moving forward in this month, or at least in the next couple of weeks. So again, final card out is the card of sacred reverence. And again, this is still a card of taking a look at the things around you that can help you to move forward in a positive way. So this is still, you know, living in the moment, living through the senses. It's still about, you know, being aware of your own truth and the things that you are connected to. Inspiration comes from nature a lot of times. Inspiration comes from watching the right movie. But in some way, it's about, you know, stopping to smell the roses. It's really about seeing, you know, are you looking at the world and seeing it as it is, or are you seeing it, you know, in the way that you feel in the moment? So this is also where, when you look at something on a smaller scale, do you see the full, you know, are you seeing the full picture? Again, I mean, paying attention, look a little closer, you know, because this is really an area where you need to be able to see the whole. So you're micromanaging, or you're overly anxietying over a particular area that you're just not feeling in control of. But in actual fact, if you were to step back and see the whole of the picture, you know, you would realize that there's a lot of other things that you're missing out on here. So, you know, everything in nature is sacred and alive, as they say, and this is really about you. The card references it as deep witnessing. So it's really about finding well-being in your perspective, and that means that anything that's frustrating you in this period is really coming from that place of ego, and you need to be able to separate yourself from the ego in this moment to be able to see what's going on around you in you know, from a perspective of how do I say, where things are I don't want to say everything is, so you're seeing all of the negatives, all of the weaknesses, all of the areas that are out of control. But if you were to embrace things as a whole, you would see that there are a lot of things that are working out. There are a lot of things that are working in your favor, things along that line. So again, don't just see what's in front of you, person, place, thing, activity, situation, whatever it is for you. Just remember that everything is moving in the direction of, you know, a whole picture. So see the value in the whole picture, not just in the frustrating challenge, is really what the cards lay out. So that's the advice for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight. Again, won't resonate for everybody, but for those that it does, hopefully that gives you some bit of guidance and how to deal with the next couple of weeks in January 2023. Have a great day, and I will do some tarot for you here very shortly. Keep moving forward.